Beta males feel sympathy for weaklings. Alpha males do not. Greetings, disciples of the bad dude philosophy. Let's talk about male accountability. I want to discuss a comment I recently made on a video by a channel called Garage Arts, in which an Australian dude films his fat, lazy wife while she's being useless, playing childish video games in bed, and the guy just whines about it, complaining to her just like a woman would, all emotional and vulnerable and whiny. He also uses the MGTOW tag to get sympathy from red-pilled men. But that's the thing. Beta males feel sympathy for weaklings, but men don't. It's a feminine trait to pity the pathetic. Men don't feel pity. They feel contempt. So I thought, yeah, this guy is in a tough spot, but he won't get any sympathy from me. Because why did he choose her? And why isn't he doing anything about it other than embarrassing himself? I made a comment on the video which sparked an avalanche of disagreements from offended MGTOW who used appeals to emotion and shaming tactics, much like feminists do, to advertise their moral superiority and their perpetually offended status. My comment to this Australian guy was, stop whining, be a man, take responsibility for your poor choices, and move on. And then a slew of emotional offended guys responded negatively to that comment, supporting the poor guy, further denying his responsibility and accountability for marrying such poor wife material in the first place. Okay, I might have been harsh on him, I admit, but it's unmanly to whine and complain. Come on, man. Either divorce her or stay with her and accept her nature. But whatever you do, take your choices like a man and don't make a spectacle of your tragedy and drama, man. Be real here. Unless it's all an act, of course. Anyway, this is why I don't feel comfortable with the MGTOW label anymore, because I don't want to be associated with some of the guys who associate with this term. Some of these guys are missing the most important characteristic of a man: accountability. If you don't have it, you're not a man. You're just a male with the unrealized potential of a man. Remember, women are, men become. These guys just never became men because they don't admit that they messed up by choosing to marry such women and having the lack of foresight and ability of perception to see how messed up they were. Don't blame women for everything. Half of the blame is on you. Men don't blame. They take it, they admit their mistakes with courage, and they move on with their chin up. Yes, the red pill awareness basically acknowledges flawed female nature and modern gynocentrism. And it's healthy to recognize that and see the world for what it is. The red pill concept is about getting the most accurate situational awareness about social dynamics as we can. But where is our own accountability? If you don't recognize your mistakes for allowing women to treat you that way and walk all over you, then how do you think you deserve our sympathy or respect? We all make mistakes, but this guy, Garage Arts, doesn't recognize this. In his mind, he never did anything wrong. It was just her being lazy and unappreciative. You mean you never saw it coming? You never saw red flags with that woman from the beginning? Give me a fucking break, mate! You were weak and desperate and gave in to her demands, then you wondered why she never respected you. You can't change female nature. It is what it is. But you can change and be manlier. If you behave like a weakling and a crying bitch, you deserve to be treated as such. And you continue being a weakling even after you finally see female nature for what it is, because you don't hold yourself accountable by making that whiny complaining video, portraying yourself as a victim. Victimhood is a result of lack of dignity. You married her, and instead of admitting your mistake of doing so and divorcing her whatever the cost, you make a YouTube video dedicated to whining about her. Sorry, man, but here you are perceived just as pathetic as she is, and you seem to have received what you deserved. You think we didn't have parasitical women like her running after us? Many of us saw it for what it was and declined. But you said yes. Okay, it was a mistake, we all make them, but where's your accountability? It's fine when you hold women accountable for their bad choices, for example, with career choices and riding the carousel, But guess what? You don't get to run away from your accountability. More so because you're supposed to be a man, and supposedly a self-realized red-pilled man, as you suggest you are. Don't expect your wife to open her legs for you when you're not behaving like a man. Again, sorry dude, but it's guys like you who give men a bad name. It's guys like you who enable women to take advantage of the current gynocentric social norm in which men get the short end of the stick. Have you ever considered the possibility that it's such pathetic behavior that sparks and magnifies and encourages this kind of female entitlement and misbehavior? Sorry if I'm harsh on you guys, it's the truth. And then you wonder why these women treat Western guys like crap, then go head over heels for guys from traditionalist cultures who don't respect them. Maybe it's because at least these guys respect themselves. Allow me to share a story that will blow your mind. I recently heard this story about a friend of a friend who's a lawyer and was the divorce lawyer for this woman, right? And guess what? Right after he finalizes her divorce, he marries her. Seriously, you can't make this shit up, guys. He marries her, immediately feels the urge to buy a house for her, and adopts her kid. And surprise, surprise, 2 months after the wedding, she files a divorce. This time with a different lawyer, of course. Would have been funny if she hired him to handle his own divorce. Guys, this is a real story. And this guy was whining to my friend and complaining that he never expected her to treat him that way. Really? Seriously, dumbass? You were her fucking divorce lawyer. So you saw how she fucked over her ex and you didn't see it coming? Sure, because you thought you were special, right? This guy is clearly not a man, not capable of holding himself accountable for his bad choices. He is to blame just as much as she is. If you piss against the wind, don't complain about how bad the wind is. And something else, it's whiny, bitter, hate-filled guys like this who gave the red pill concept a bad name. And it's these whiny pussies that got Sandman and others demonetized and censored. I've been talking about these weaklings infesting the red pill circles for a long time, and I saw it coming. But it's not too late for you guys. You can at any time take responsibility for your actions, admit your mistakes, stop blaming others for their faults because they can't help it, but you can. And you can move on, proud and with dignity as a man. If you reply to me with more whining, well, it's still more whining. And you make my point crystal clear. So thank you, I might take you as my interns for doing my job for me, for free. For guys like this, I think the label men going their own way is too good. I think I'll just call them males going their own way. Because they're not men, for the time being at least. Men hold themselves accountable for their choices and have the balls to admit their mistakes. And men don't hate women. You hate only those whom you place above you, genius. To wrap it up, women can't help being women. They are who they are, and I won't explain here how they are. I think Turd-Flinging Monkey and Sandman have done a marvelous job at doing just that. I can't do it better than they did. And it's male politicians and the safety of the welfare system that sparked gynocentrism. So reality is what it is. But here's the thing. Men hold themselves accountable for their actions and don't whine all the time, regardless of what female nature is. If you ride a motorcycle without a helmet and get knocked over, breaking your skull, don't blame the asphalt for being hard and unforgiving. You can be bitter for a while after a costly breakup or divorce, but if you don't move on, it means that you dwell in self-pity and aggression. How about this? Stop labeling yourself as MGTOW and try to just label yourself as men being accountable for your actions. If you're having trouble grasping this concept, then get the fuck out of here, because all I'll be doing is reminding you that you deserved what you got. Men don't pity other men, and they definitely don't seek pity from others. I know some will call me blue-pilled and a white knight, but that just shows that they missed my point, and that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and that such emotional bitches have no place in a movement for men, and shouldn't have the audacity to call themselves men going their own way. They're just not men. A message to these males. If you don't want to understand that men are accountable, you're really not a man, and you should stop calling yourself one, and fuck you, you can take away my MGTOW card if you think you represent the term. You can't debate me, your opinions don't matter, it's laughable that you try, you're like a child in front of me, and if you saw me face to face, you would shit bricks, motherfucker. You don't even have the balls required to even address my magnificence. Now fuck off and go whine to your sisterhood of closet incels. The moral of this video: men must hold themselves accountable for actions they took that were under their direct control. They admit they chose poorly and try to learn from their mistakes. Beta males assign all responsibility to others, even though they can't control others for being who they are. If you like this video, thank you for watching. If you don't, fuck you, go whine somewhere else, boy. Peace out, motherfuckers, you're awesome.